Love Beyond the Lies. Episode 4, The House of Secrets. Something was wrong in Ethan's house, and he could feel it getting darker. After the disastrous dinner, nothing in the Carter household felt normal anymore. Tension that once appeared only during Mina's visits had now spread into every corner of the home. The walls felt colder. Conversations became shorter. Even silence carried weight. And Ethan could feel it. Something was changing inside his family. Something deeper than anger. First, it was subtle. His mother began spending long hours alone in the attic, sometimes late into the night. Whenever Ethan asked what she was doing, she would quickly dismiss him. "Just sorting old family things," she'd say without looking at him. But her voice always sounded uneasy. Then Ethan noticed something else. Conversations would suddenly stop whenever he entered a room. He'd hear whispers from the kitchen between his mother and Claire, only for silence to fall the second his footsteps approached. Sometimes he caught them staring at him strangely, almost like they were mourning someone who was still alive. The atmosphere inside the house became suffocating. And at the center of it all was Mina. Every argument eventually led back to her. One night, Ethan returned home from university to find his mother sitting alone in the living room, surrounded by old family photo albums spread across the table. The room was dim except for a single lamp glowing beside her. She looked up slowly. "You're changing," she said quietly. Ethan frowned. "What does that even mean?" "It means this family barely recognizes you anymore." Before Ethan could respond, Claire entered the room. "This relationship is poisoning everything," she snapped. "Can't you see what it's doing to Mom?" Ethan's frustration exploded instantly. "No," he fired back. "What's poisoning this family is the hatred you people keep holding on to." The room went silent. His mother's expression hardened. "You think you know better than generations of this family?" she asked coldly. "I think you're judging someone you never even tried to know." Claire shook her head in disbelief. "She's a mistake, Ethan." "No," his mother added firmly. "She's a threat to everything this family believes in." The words hit harder than Ethan expected. Not because he agreed, but because he realized they truly believed it. To them, Mina wasn't just a girlfriend they disliked. She represented something they feared, something they had been taught to fear for generations. And no matter how much Ethan fought back, he couldn't seem to break through the wall surrounding them. Meanwhile, Mina was slowly changing too. She still smiled around Ethan, still asked about his classes, still pretended everything was okay. But Ethan noticed the difference. Pauses in her voice, the exhaustion behind her eyes, the way she sometimes drifted into silence during conversations, as though she was mentally preparing herself for heartbreak before it arrived. One evening at the library, Ethan reached for her hand across the table. "You've been distant lately," he said softly. Mina forced a small smile. "I'm just tired." But Ethan knew it was more than that. She was pulling away emotionally, not because she loved him less, but because she was beginning to believe his family would never allow their relationship to survive. That realization terrified him. Days later, another argument erupted at home, louder than all the others. Claire accused Ethan of abandoning his family. His mother demanded he end the relationship before it destroyed them completely. "You're choosing her over your own blood," Claire shouted. Ethan slammed his fist against the table. "Why can't any of you tell me what you're really so afraid of?" Silence. A strange silence. His mother's face suddenly changed. Fear flickered across it for just a second before disappearing. That was the moment Ethan realized something chilling. There was something his family wasn't telling him. Something buried beneath all the hatred. Something connected to the past. Later that night, as rain tapped softly against the windows, Ethan's mother stopped him near the staircase. Her voice was unusually calm. "There's an old storage box in the attic," she said quietly. "Bring it down for me tomorrow." Finn nodded suspiciously. The next evening, he climbed into the attic alone. Dust filled the air as weak light filtered through the narrow window overhead. The attic smelled of age, secrets, and forgotten memories. Old furniture sat covered in white sheets. Stacks of boxes lined the walls. Family photographs stared down at him from the shadows. As Ethan searched through the clutter, something caught his attention. A small wooden drawer partially hidden beneath an old blanket. Frowning, he pulled it open slowly. Inside was a faded photograph. His great-grandfather. But it wasn't the picture itself that made Ethan freeze. It was what he noticed behind it. Faint writing. Hidden words. A message that looked like it had been buried there for decades. And as Ethan carefully turned the photograph over, his heartbeat began to rise. Because deep down, he already knew whatever he was about to read was going to change everything.